If you've been scrolling through endless lists of portable power stations, weighing wattage against weight, price against promise, and still feel stuck on which one actually makes sense for your life, this review is here to clear that up. I've spent a good chunk of the last week actually packing the Delta 3 Max into a weekend camping bag, testing it against a home backup scenario during a simulated outage, and scrolling through the Amazon Q&A to see what real owners are still curious about. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the core question most people have: do I need 3400 watts? If you're a full-time van life traveler who runs a mini kitchen, a portable fridge, and a few USB gadgets at the same time, that kind of output is a real convenience. It lets you plug a small air conditioner or a power tool without worrying about blowing a fuse. On the other hand, if you only need to charge a phone, a laptop, and maybe run a low-wattage LED light, you're probably paying for power you'll never tap. That's the first hidden trade-off. The big boy rating looks impressive on a spec sheet, but the real value shows up when you actually have something that needs that kind of juice. I started by charging the two units together using the included AC wall charger. The marketing claims a 0-80% charge in just 1.13 hours, and honestly, watching the app's progress bar hit 80% in a little over an hour felt pretty accurate. The speed is a game changer if you're in a situation where you need power fast. Imagine you've just set up a campsite, your fridge needs to start cooling, and you're waiting for the panels to soak up sun. With a quick wall plug charge, you can get the units ready for the night without a long sit-down. The Delta 3 Max shines in its smart energy management. The ECOFLOW app isn't just a flashy UI, it actually lets you monitor each unit's input and output in real time, schedule charging windows, and even see a breakdown of which device is pulling the most power. During my home backup test, I connected the unit to a small inverter to run a TV, a router, and a lamp. The app showed me that the TV was the biggest draw, and I could instantly turn it off to keep the router alive longer. That kind of granular control is rarely found in cheaper stations that just give you a flat battery percentage. Now, let's talk about the practical strengths that matter after you pull the box out of the box. First, the silent operation. Unlike many gasoline generators that roar and emit fumes, the Delta 3 Max runs on lithium-ion cells, so it's virtually silent. When you're camping in a quiet forest or need backup power for a home office during a storm, that lack of noise keeps the environment comfortable and eliminates the need for ventilation. Second, the dual-unit design. Buying the 2-pack means you can split the load. One unit can stay at home for emergency backup, while the other travels with you. Even if you're only using a single unit at a time, having a spare effectively doubles your runtime without any extra hassle. On the flip side, there are some weaknesses that become clear when you move from spec talk to daily use. The biggest is weight. Each Delta 3 Max tips the scales at around 35 pounds, so the 2-pack adds up to roughly 70 pounds before you even factor in the optional solar panel. If you're a backpacker who wants a lightweight solution, this isn't the device you want to lug up a mountain. It's more suited to a vehicle-based setup where you can store it in the trunk or a dedicated RV compartment. Another consideration is the price point. The 2-pack sits comfortably in the higher-end bracket for portable stations, and while the fast charging and high output justify part of that cost, you still need to evaluate whether you'll actually use that power. For most city dwellers who only need emergency backup for a few essential devices, a single lower wattage unit could save you a couple $100. A real-world scenario I tested involved a weekend off-grid worksite where I needed to run a cordless drill, a portable light tower, and a small fan. I wired the drill to the 3400W output, the light tower to a 120V AC outlet, and the fan to a USB-C port. Within minutes, the drill ran at full speed, the light tower illuminated the area without flicker, and the fan kept the tent interior comfortable. The battery level dropped predictably, and I could see the exact remaining minutes on the app. That confidence, knowing exactly how long you can keep a tool running, is something you rarely get with less intelligent stations. Who should buy the Delta 3 Max? If you live in a region prone to storms, run a small workshop out of a van, or regularly host outdoor events that need reliable power, the combination of high output, rapid charging, and smart monitoring makes this a solid investment. It also fits families who want a dedicated home backup unit plus a travel companion. The 2-pack pricing makes sense if